Hello, welcome to the Integrate This podcast. We are being joined by no guest today. Our guests are really each other because this is the next episode in our Tech in 10 series where we try to take short little about 10-minute segments that we look at a tool in a little bit more depth of how a teacher could apply some of the great things that some of these tools have to offer. And if you're watching this one, this is going to be our series about Brisk Next. You're probably already familiar with using Brisk Teaching AI and the Brisk extension, but they've really made some major upgrades here. And David and I got a chance to interview and have a conversation with Armand Jaffer, the CEO of Brisk, and that episode released on January 22nd. So you should definitely go and to check out that episode and hear many of the great things that you're able to do with Brisk, as well as about being innovative with AI from that conversation. But to kick things off for us today, David is going to kind of give us a little bit of an overview of the different features that are available for teachers to use in Brisk Next.
Yeah, and so we're gonna just jump right into the platform itself. And one of the things, so this is now where Brisk has gone from the extension to a more comprehensive website and something you can use. What you'll notice with this is that there's a few different things that at the top, little tabs that we'll go through, and we'll dive deeper into those. I'm going to give you kind of a broad overview of what you can find, and then how that connects back to the extension as well. So to start off, the very first thing that you're going to see when you're in the app or in the Brisk Teaching website is that you're going to be in this next ideas area. And the main thing right up front is to start having a conversation with it. This is something we've all become more and more familiar with now with all these AI tools that we have at our disposal. But this is going to be where you can put in a topic or a teaching goal, standards. We'll look at that a little further. But at the top, you'll see you are also able to include some of your files from either your desktop or Google Drive or OneDrive. You have the ability to change the language on these now too. And then you have the ability to change the grade level. And one thing that's really great too is the ability to switch back and forth between the different file outputs. So if you're wanting your outputs that are generated in the Google format, you can select that. And you'll notice down below, just with even our ideas for today's section, and these are like little quick ones that you can jump into right away. You'll notice that the icons change depending on the file output. So for like this, that's a docs icon. We've got a forms icon. And when we switch over to Microsoft, you're going to notice these switch over to the Word icon. So either way, you can choose which output is going to work for you. And that's just to kind of quick get started on, what are you teaching next, which is their whole theme. What is the thing that you need help generating content for coming up for your next lesson or your unit? And this is where you're going to do that. We're going to take a look real quick at the library as well. Jeremy will get us more into the batch feedback. But if you click on My Library, this is going to be, once you have generated a lot of content, this is where you can find it or get back to it. And what you've got in this section is the ability to filter out the various types. So you have activities, your bundles, which Jeremy will touch on a bit, and just a variety of different things that you can generate. Like even here with forms, you'll see my Martin Luther King Jr. one that's there. But you can filter those out. Then from this dashboard below, you can search out specific ones to filter those. So you can get, if you're looking for a particular one that you've created in the past, you can search it out that way. You can also, with this, when you have your different listings here of the ones that you're looking at, there's a couple of things to point out. One is obviously the title, right? You can see what it is that it's called. The other is there's these icons that are next to this, and with some of these green ones, these are more like the interactive pieces that you can bring into like a classroom we've created with Brisk. And I think Jeremy's going to touch a little bit more on that too with the interactive ones. But these icons kind of indicate for you what type it is. And then on the right-hand side, you have whether this was started. These ones have not been started. You'll notice that this interactive one is in progress, meaning that this was something that was given, the link was given to the students, and the students would have been actively using that activity. Then over here, you've got a couple little indicators about last engaged with, the grade level that this was created for, and the language, which these tie back into whether you've used the extension or you're using this. That's where, in our next ideas, we're selecting those things. And if we're using the Brisk extension like this, you'll see that we've got the ability when we create things to do different levels and stuff like that. So like if we click here, we go next, we have those same capabilities with our grade selection and our language selection. And this would be more what maybe some of you are used to if you've been a Brisk user in the past. You've been using the extension likely. And what I do like is with the connection to Next is that you have this, it's apparent in the extension as well. So you can do that same thing here with the looking for next level teaching ideas. Well, you put in your topic, right? So I'm going to just quickly grab a topic here that will, in our second video, we'll dive in a little bit deeper. But for now, let's just say we want to grab this topic, this structure of the atom. And whether we're in our extension, we can enter that in, and it's going to bring us over to Next and get us these brand new ideas around that topic. And you'll notice that you've got a couple different sections here, like prepare, engage, and assess. And so in the second video, we'll take a look deeper into creating these and editing these. But you can see right away, there's like some stuff that, resource pack, presentation, podcast script. In engage, we've got activities, and in assess, we've got some assessments, exit tickets, quizzes, things like that. What I like about this is you could have a conversation over here about what it is that you want to focus on. So here it says, are you looking to focus more on the historical development of atomic structure, the parts of the atom, or how atoms change during fission, fusion, and radioactive decay? So what if we just said, let's focus on electrons. What happens is when we have the conversation over here, it's going to assess what we put into the chat. And now you'll see that our prepare and engage and assess areas, the focuses change to just focus on electrons. So as you're having the conversation, you can start to pinpoint specific things within that topic that you want to select. And so you can open that up from the extension. But then if we were to do the same thing here, where we start with what are you teaching next, and we get into the structure of the atom, it's going to do the exact same thing. So it's two ways of accessing this area. But what we're really trying to do with this is just have it generate these fresh ideas for us that we can start diving into a bit deeper. And so we'll take a look next at one more thing here before we wrap this video up, and that's the ability to quick create. So over on the top right, you're going to see this quick create button next to your login icon. And here you can choose a quick create for a form type. So let's say that we wanted to do a presentation. This is reminiscent of what happened with the extension when we would go and create and we would click, say, presentation type. You'll notice that this little area where you're selecting things and typing things in is very similar to what we get here. So we could use the structure of the atom and then we get to select specifics about what we want generated, right? And so either way, you can use the extension or you can use this, whatever works the best for you. But it gives you that flexibility, and then you can start creating in a variety of different ways and tons of different content. So that's the broad overview and some things that you can get started with doing just by simply putting in a topic and starting to create. So on the second video, what we're going to get into is a really well thought out prompt that's laid out for us with chemistry, with the structure of the atom, and we'll talk about what you can create and what it looks like to create these things more in depth.